to Head to Head. I'm Dave Moore.
I'm Curtis Lane.
And we're here because there's a rumor going around on the internet that says, Curtis, explain this.
So, the history behind this is Coke came first. We all know this.
Coke is the superior drink.
Sure. So, Coke came out in a time where there was no such thing as refrigeration. So, Coke is actually meant to be drank warm or room temperature. Pepsi came after. Pepsi was created when refrigeration was a thing. So, Pepsi is supposed to be drank cold. So the rumor is if you drink warm Coke and cold Pepsi, they're supposed to taste very similar, if not the same exact thing. And I'm very interested.
I don't believe it for 5 seconds.
I really don't know because I thought about it. I'm like, I've never drank a warm Coke next to a cold Pepsi in my life.
No, definitely not. Because you may be drinking a cold Coke and then a cold Pepsi.
Yeah, and they taste different.
Yeah, and they're different because Pepsi is sweeter.
Yeah, Pepsi is definitely sweeter. Coke has more of like a good bite to it.
Right.
And it's nice that way.
Right.
So I'm really curious to what the comparison is.
All right. I'm going to let you pour them.
All right. I'm just going to pour it each one in each cup and I'll take the bottles.
Okay.
You can have the cup. Just give you a bit.
Definitely a fan of Coke in a glass with a big thing of ice.
Yeah, Coke cold is delicious.
Yeah, cold Coke. No matter how this video ends, cold Coke is the bomb.
I like a good Coke Frosty.
Oh yeah, the ices from McDonald's right now.
Ices are a Coke float.
They are
really
they are busting. Oh yeah, Coke floats are great.
Bussin'. All right, Coke is on the left, Pepsi's on the right. Obviously, there's a difference in temperature. You can see that the Pepsi is cold.
There's also a difference in color.
Yeah, the Pepsi is lighter.
Yeah, which I've never compared directly side by side, but there's definitely a more reddish hue. A lighter red hue in the Pepsi.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to taste the warm Coke first.
Yeah.
Because that's what they say to do.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
All right. I like a warm Coke.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's definitely something that I could see drinking warm. That makes sense.
I don't...
It's not my favorite thing.
I still want it. I still want it cold.
I still want it cold too. Some ice in there, a little bit of scoop of ice cream.
But I'm not as disappointed as I thought going into this. I've definitely had a warm Coke in my life.
Yeah.
But
I've had a hot Coke that was randomly in my car.
Yeah, and you drink it?
I mean, I was thirsty.
All right.
And now
a cold Pepsi.
Oh,
no.
Shit.
They're not the same.
They're very similar.
You're right.
It's more similar than you would expect.
It's more similar than I would have compared it prior. Yeah, there's still a distinct...
There's a difference in the Coke, 100%. But it's a lot harder to distinguish the two if I was given them blindfolded.
Right.
If I was blindfolded, I'm not confident I could tell the difference.
I still am, and that's
because... Unless, like, you told me, like, we're giving you warm...
Well, obviously.
One of them's going to be warm.
One of them's going to be cold.
The Coke is definitely different cold. Like, it's so much different cold.
There is definitely a comparison that's closer. Pepsi is still the sweeter beverage. And maybe it's the fact that I've compared the two
real quick
prior.
Take a drink of this and immediately take a drink of that.
Okay, ready?
It's kind of weird. Does the Coke not almost taste like water?
It does actually kind of taste like water.
So to throw this...
But I like Coke so much that I pretty much assume it is water all the time. When they say, Dave, make sure you hydrate, I just drink Coke.
So there's still a little touch of like that bitter... that tartness that Coke has, but it's so minuscule compared to what it is when it's cold.
Yeah.
That these are so more similar now. Like, I can see why somebody would say, oh yeah, do this with this, they're about the same.
Right.
That's definitely similar.
The coldness, the way that you're supposed to take a beer, right? Mm-hmm. We do this a lot. Take a beer and pour it and let it sit for a minute to get all that flavor in it.
Mm-hmm.
That...
Because all the flavor's in the foam.
Yeah. The way you take a Coke and you make it cold takes away some of that bitterness.
Exactly.
So...
It's so weird.
I mean, I still like an ice cold Coke. Like an ice cold, like literally pulled out of the cooler.
I think what you're...
submerged in ice.
You're slightly flipping it, because a cold Coke is a little bit bitter. A warm Coke, this doesn't taste bitter to me almost at all.
Fascinating. They're definitely
I'm
more
saying
comparable than I would have thought.
Yeah, I'm saying these are like, other than a very small difference, they are eerily similar. Like if, like I'm at that point where drinking this one and then drinking this one, and this one having like a slight nuance of a different flavor, I would think I would be drinking the same thing. I really do. Like the fact that we have to keep going.
I know that sweetness taste of Pepsi.
But I just feel like this is sweeter when it's warmer.
I may be really fine-tuned to that difference in that sweetness.
It might be,
it's definitely closer, but I would still say
it's very close.
Very pro Coke people, you know,
it makes me a little
would say.
Okay, now going from Coke to Pepsi, I definitely have a different flavor. Like there's more of a twang in my mouth, so I get what you're saying. Like there's definitely a difference. But is it significant enough that that not finely tuned people like yourself who drink Coke literally when they wake up every morning,
right?
Coke or lemonade.
The people who the people who don't normally care, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ones who, when you go to a restaurant, you say, "Can I get a Coke?" and they say, "We have Pepsi products," and they go, "Yeah, whatever." Like they literally don't care. They'd have a very hard time.
Yeah,
I
have a very hard time with this. Like I know I can sense the subtle nuances,
right?
But they're nuances. It's not.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The main flavor is different. Is very similar.
But if you take a cold Pepsi and a cold Coke,
they're
100% different.
And it's just the difference in time frame of when they were created.
Strange.
Yeah.
This is a weird experiment. Warm Coke, cold Pepsi. Give it a try for yourself. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. This was the first Stack Network head-to-head. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this so we could do more of these kinds of direct comparisons.
Let's do it.
Beverage bodies with dry drinks.